Joel Embiid comes back in, and the defensive presence, getting the block that you talk about, again, drawing some fouls, getting out and setting really good screens to allow Kyle Lowry late in the game as the Knicks cut the lead to 8 to get a pull-up jump shot because they had to pay so much attention to him on that short roll. Once Kyle Lowry got around the screen, he gave a nice ball fake to keep Hartenstein honest to make a decision. DiVincenzo stuck with Embiid and not retreating back to Kyle Lowry, knocking down a 17-footer to put them back up 10. And thereafter that, he also had, Jay, a great rebound where he did not get the rebound. He contested it with Hartenstein, was able to tip it away. Tyrese Maxey retreats to the corner, collects that floorboard, and gives them an opportunity to go down the other way and put some points on the board there. And that's where we see the best, of course, of Joel Embiid. So a lot of good stuff. And again, I cannot stress enough, that early part where he was doing all that dumb stuff, I didn't think they had a shot because I thought he was going to get thrown out. I really did think he was going to get thrown out. And the conversation that we were going to be having here tonight was going to be totally different. Now, they may have still won the game because Maxey may have gone off himself. But because of the way that he was going, I really thought he was going to put himself and the team in a tough spot. But he regrouped coming out of the locker room. That next 24 to close out the game, he was phenomenal to help get this team back, pick up the first win of the series, and again, one game at a time now.
Yeah, I mean, if you had talked to me after the first quarter, which you did, but I mean, you, the viewer, I was, kind of mentally like, great. Like, this dude he's going to throw it away on an emotional whim on home court in game 3 in a do or die situation.
Because he couldn't check his own emotions.
Yeah. And, maybe it's the maturity, maybe a Kyle Lowry or a vet, pulled him aside and said, yo, big fella, we need you.
You need to chill the hell out.
Yeah, you need to chill the hell out.
Right.
We're not going to win this game without you in it.
Right.
So, kudos to them for getting it in check because when you get a 50-point playoff performance, I don't know what the odds are there. I would imagine the winning percentage is pretty enormous when it comes to playoff time. Our own buddy Jason Stark actually tweeted out the centers with 50-plus points in the playoffs, Devon. This guy named Wilt Chamberlain did it 4 times.
Heard of him.
1960, 62, 64. Oh, twice in 60 he did it. Jokic did it in 2023, and Joel Embiid did it tonight. So he becomes the 3rd center in NBA history to go for 50-plus in a playoff game. And I would imagine if you're a Knicks fan, you still feel pretty good. But Joel Embiid is, like, hands down kind of just the best player in the world when he wants to be.
Yeah.
And when his body allows him to be. So that can't be a fun feeling to know after what you saw tonight.
No, it was because
you're still up. I mean, you're still up.
You still have
the odds are in your favor, but you might have seen a beast arise tonight.
Yeah. And you know what? This will go very far in his legacy if he's able to do, again, backing it up. And look, he had 20 plus, he had 30 whatever in game 2, and now he has 50 in this one. And so the points, they have been there for him, even playing on a bad wheel. But if he is able to lock in and, again, play like he did tonight in the second half under control, the scoring will be there because that's who he is. But he had them on their heels tonight thinking, can they play him? After he made those 4 3-pointers in the third quarter, back to back, by the way, he was knocking those things down without hesitation. He just stepped into them, knocked them down, even got crowded a few times. Isaiah Hartenstein, he got a foul called on Hartenstein as he attempted one because he played him up close. He was in his body, and even on the lift, he did not allow him to come down, but I think it was actually called on his chest as he went up. That said, if he is able to channel all of that, have the day off on Friday and Saturday.
2 days is nice.
Just like he just had 2 days.
2 days is nice.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Come here.
I was not ready for a game last night, so I can't imagine him feeling the way he does was probably ready for a game last night.
Yeah, so
what the hell's going on with his eye?
Sunglasses, baby.
Like
sunglasses.
This dude is beat up and he's pouring his heart out right now.
Well, look, he did it, and he did it again tonight. And they needed that one, and they needed that one badly. So one game at a time for the Sixers. And they did get the whistle. They got the benefit of the whistle, which was really good tonight, getting to the free throw line 21 times again. Joel Embiid making 19, 28 for 33. Big time advantage at the free throw line, 13 for 19 for the New York Knicks. And if they do what they do, play their game, he was able to get Isaiah Hartenstein in foul trouble. Same thing for Mitchell Robinson when he came in the game. Picked up 3 fouls quickly there. They had to go to Precious Achiuwa at one point. OG Anunoby did not defend him as much, but he got those big men in foul trouble tonight. And when he's playing at his best, that's what he does. He's able to get those guys on their heels and put them at that point, as my cousin said when he was on, put them in a blender when they get going. So when he's knocking down those jumpers, we saw it in the fourth quarter.
He can do whatever he wants.
He knocked those jumpers down. Now they closing out a little bit harder. Put the ball on the floor, go to the basket, and try to finish at the rim. So fantastic performance. This is one of his better performances. Again, being down 2-0, talking the talk after game 2, coming back, playing poorly in the first half. Not the points again, but the emotional side of things where he put his team in a precarious spot. And then he comes out in the second half. And as I look at it here quickly, first half, he had 17 and 5. Second half, second half, 33 in the second half.
How many of those were in the third quarter?
8 for 10, 18.
18.
5 for 5 from deep, 12 for 13 from the free throw line. And we're just getting a report from Adrian Wojnarowski.
Oh, I was going to say the Eagles
since you just asked about his eye.
Yeah.
Sixers star Joel Embiid has been treated for a mild case of Bell's palsy for the past week. The condition began during the play-in victory over Miami, but he has wanted to keep it private to avoid distractions for his team. Now,
my cousin's wife recently had a case of it too, and like your nerves and you basically lose portion of the nerve feelings in your face, and you know your smile can slug, your eye can slug. So that explains why the left eye has been that way. And you know, there's not really a treatment for it. It's just kind of like it should snap out of it in 10 days to 2 weeks type of thing. It can last longer than that. So wow, that's mildly scary because my cousin's wife just recently went through it and she was like scared that it wasn't going to just go away. You know what I mean? So that probably had a mental effect on him.
Yep.
Not that it affected his play on the court. But again, like, damn, that's probably a little bit of a bug out.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to him, man. That makes it even more impressive.
Yeah. And even looking at him, of course, not to speculate about it, but that's the report. Pardon me.
I thought he got scratched or something because the way he was like kind of blinking, but he was probably just unable to feel some nerve endings up there, and it felt
that's
weird.
the left side.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, you kind of see certain things. We've been watching him for 8 years now since he's been with the organization, and just looking at him when I was sometimes you see certain part look like droopy a little bit on
makes
that
total
side.
sense now.
So I guess it makes sense now when it comes to that.
We all silly like the mayor.